What up, book lovers? It is GSwiz here. After the tome topple, yes, I survived. I'm living. It's currently Tuesday of the next week. Sorry, yeah, that's the toilet. That's the toilet. Now you guys officially know this is a bathroom. So I pretty much spent the weekend editing that vlog and not much else but a lot of work. So I got a little bit into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 2, Volume 2. This is a part of Battle Tendency, and if I finish this one, then I will be halfway through Part 2. I actually don't necessarily know what I'm in the mood to read at the moment. I read the David Bad trilogy, and I loved the David Bad trilogy. And funnily enough, I'm gonna try not to mention it on my GOODREADS until the most recent video is up, but I completed the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I liked it, but wasn't as great as the David Bad trilogy in my opinion. I think that it was an enjoyable story. Solid 4 out of 5 stars. For some reason, I feel like I'm in the mood to either reread the David Bad trilogy or just go back and reread Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth right now. Don't know what I'm feeling like right now. I'm just picking up JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because I like a good JoJo story. I don't know where this week is gonna go. You guys are gonna find out where it goes, and yes, I will lead you into the unknown because I know nothing and you will follow. Let's go. Book lovers, it is Wednesday. I finished JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 2 Volume 2, which was good. It's good, but I think I've just come to a conclusion. I think I am on the verge of starting a reading slump, and this is not fun. I really just don't want to be in one. What do I read? I don't know. I just want to keep it going, and I want to be able to produce a vlog for you guys. And then I thought to myself, you know what? This might be the perfect opportunity. I'm going to re-listen to Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth. I don't care if it's the 4th time, but this is the first time I'm vlogging it, so you guys are in for a ride. Let's reread my favorite book of the year.
Perfect.
Hello everyone, I have barely updated you at all during this day. I've been busy and I actually don't necessarily know how to fully vlog while listening to an audiobook, so there's that. So I spent the entire day and like half of this evening binge listening to Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth, and I can say that I finished the book for a 4th time. I love this book. I'm still so overwhelmed by how genius the concept is. I know that some people found, I think, one twist to be predictable, and I did as well. So I understand that, I really do. Hi, toilet, what's up? However, I love the twist on the Chosen Ones trope, and I love the twist with a lot of other things in here. I especially love the ending twist so much because I still don't even know where we're gonna go from here. I don't even have any big theories, but I know that the next book is probably gonna be even darker than this book. And this book is actually pretty dark. I love Chosen Ones for that reason. And I know that there are so many mixed reviews on GOODREADS. In fact, it's rare that I find a 5-star review on GOODREADS, or even a 4-star review for that matter. A lot of people do rate this around a 3 out of 5 stars, even 2 out of 5 stars. Maybe it's because the popular reviews pop up first and they're usually the disliked ones. I'm not one of those people. This book is my favorite book of the entire year, and it's taken me 4 times of reading it to confirm that statement again and again and again and again. To me, this book is perfect. This book is everything I never knew that I had wanted. Thinking about it also makes me feel a little bit emotional because I really relate to the protagonist, and I also relate to the love interest. And I love how they find each other, and obviously they do find each other through crazy circumstances and stuff, but I really just find it so beautiful and also very much relatable. And I just remember, I think I get emotional about this book because I listened to it at a very tough time for me. Lockdowns were just starting and things were just getting crazy, and I just felt so alone and so isolated. This book was there for me, and Sloane was there for me. I felt like I was broken. What I love about Sloane is that she embraces everything that she's gone through, and she likes to to validate feelings even when people are not validating her feelings or not validating how she's going through things. I admire that in the main protagonist so much. She's just unapologetically her. I learned a few things from her. Another thing I need to point out is that I think if you do find this book confusing, if you have given up on it, please listen to the audiobook. Dakota Fanning is a perfect narrator for our Sloane. I picture her as Sloane because I know that Dakota Fanning narrated the audiobook, so I kind of picture her as Sloane, to be honest, and she's probably not what Sloane looks like. I don't know, but I picture her as Sloane. I know that there are a lot of flashback scenes. I know that there are a lot of articles, there are poems, there are short story things that kind of like piece together the event. That's why I recommend you listen to the audiobook, because there is so much media put into this book. I only really know this because I've been listening to the audiobook. There's so much media put into it. It's kind of like people recommending you listen to Illuminate for like the full experience. That is the reason why I recommend you listen to Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth, because it is a whole completely different experience. And I know for a fact when I start to read the book physically, once it actually comes into the mail, it's gonna be such a completely different experience, because I'm so used to hearing Dakota Fanning's voice and I'm so used to these people jumping in with different reports and different article pieces and everything like that. There's so much to the audiobook, and that is why I recommend you listen to the audiobook if you are ever really considering picking up Chosen Ones. I think that that is personally the most enjoyable experience. I mean, I haven't actually read the physical book yet. I know that there are a lot of mixed reviews, so that is why I am also suggesting you listen to the audiobook, because the audiobook, to me personally, done phenomenally. I love the story. I was immersed into it. I ate that up. The first 3 times that I listened to it were in a time span of 48 hours. That is how much I enjoyed this audiobook. So I hope you guys like it too. That's what I would recommend. Good morning, everyone. I have the biggest headache ever. I am leaving the house in like 20 minutes to go to work. But today I want to read a book by an author that I've been reading from for a while, because I'm still trying to overcome this reading slump. I don't want to still be in the reading kick in case I was to participate in another readathon, or if I was gonna do a binge read of something. I just want to be prepared. I just want to make sure that I've been reading and I've been tasting other things so that I know that I'll be in the mood. And the book that I chose to read today, in between things, is not a very long book at all. It's a pretty short book, and that, my friends, is After Dark by Haruki Murakami. It's just under 200 pages. I'm really excited to read this one. I hear a lot of good things about this one from people who read Murakami. They say that this is one of his best, shortest books, and so that's what gets me intrigued. I've been putting it off for a while because I do have some high expectations, because I've been hearing great things. We'll see how we go today, and we'll see if I can get through this headache, because it's really bad. Hi, it is currently evening-ish time. What do you know? I finished After Dark by Haruki Murakami. I didn't find myself having problems with finishing this one at all, unless of course things started to escalate. That's when, of course, I would think to myself, okay, I don't think I can finish this book today. But I ended up finishing it. It is a very short book, and it's a very intense book. In fact, anybody who really likes books that take place in a very short span of time, this right here is your Murakami book. It is pretty good, pretty intense. Not my favorite work from him. I mean, like, it's hard to really beat books like Kafka on the Shore. I mean, Kafka on the Shore is like my fave. That being said, still mind-blowing, still amazing, and very good concept. I would give this one, I'd say, a 4 out of 5 stars. I think that it had a great effect on me reading it as quickly as I did within a day. I think this is one of the books that, you know, is kind of perfect for a quick read, because the time span that this book takes place in is pretty short itself. I definitely recommend this if you actually just want like a short read read from Murakami. If you actually are just getting into Murakami's works and you don't know where to start, I definitely recommend After Dark as one of those books. Now, another thing I gotta mention is that I got some book mail today and I know exactly what these are and they go hand in hand with each other. So I'm gonna unbox these for you guys so you guys can find out what I recently ordered. Yes, I'm so happy I unpackaged in this order. The first of the two packages included Beastars Volume 2. Oh my goodness. Okay, next package. Wow. And the next out of the two packages included Beastars Volume 3. I love the anime for Beastars. If you guys have not watched the anime for Beastars yet, I recommend. And if you decide to call me a furry because I love Beastars, then I will gladly accept it. Because Beastars is worth that hype, okay? Beastars is one of the best animes I've ever watched. And as soon as I watched the anime, I was like, I have to read the manga series. And I have to start collecting the manga series. And I received Beastars Volume 1 the other day. And then all of a sudden, I saw that these ones were available. And I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna purchase them. I purchased them separately as well. I literally ordered this one on Tuesday. And then I saw this one yesterday and I'm just like, you know what? That's in stock, very good prices. I'm purchasing them now. Because what I've come to find with some manga paperbacks is that some of them are at a really good price because they're published by an Australian publisher, and some of them are pretty overpriced because they're not published by an Australian publisher or because they're a taller paperback. And the latter is a case for these ones. These ones cost a lot compared to my Demon Slayer copies or my Promised Neverland copies. These ones cost a lot. So when I find them at a really good price, I just have to take advantage of that. And so that's what I had to do with these two, and I was just so excited to read these. I began to contemplate what I am going to read next. I decided I'm just gonna read Volume 1 of Promised Neverland. I think it's about time I get to it. I mean, I got the manga volumes last week, so it's like it hasn't been sitting on my shelf for long, but there's so many of them, and I just figured, even though I have technically watched the adaptation of this volume and potentially the first 3/4 volumes, because it's a 12 episode anime, the first few volumes, obviously, I have experienced on the big screen, unless of course, you know, it's inaccurate. We don't know. We'll find out in this vlog. Really excited to actually get started with this one. Let's get back on that reading kick. Let's read The Promised Neverland. Hi guys, it is the next day and I did not film an update at all for yesterday. I do apologize. I finished The Promised Neverland Volume 1. I do have to say that I really do like the first volume of the manga. It really does set the story up as a very intriguing one. You think that it's going to be something that's cute and fun and enjoyable, but really it's just a lot darker than that. That's how I would describe The Promised Neverland, and I thoroughly enjoyed the first volume. Even though I have seen it adapted, there are still things in there that I picked up that I didn't pick up the first time. Who knows, they might have been in the adaptation, they might have not been in the adaptation. There was a lot of detail that was put into the first volume of this manga. Good time, but also very creepy at the same time. In regards to what I'm going to be reading next, it is Friday, by the way, so that I will be going out to the bookstore after work. For some reason, I feel inclined to finally pick up Vardasia by Lynette Noni. I have talked about this in one of my recent videos on my channel, and you guys might have recently watched that video. I think it has to do with the book series that I want to finish by the end of the year. I have been putting off Vardasia for an entire year and a half. I think when Dracora and when Grey Veil came out, I was on top of those. I just read them straight away, and then I bought Vardasia straight away. I did not read it because I do talk about in that video, I did not like Grey Veil. Grey Veil was just very disappointing for me. After reading Grey Veil twice and trying to make peace with it, even though I can't make peace with it, I'm not going to go into Vardasia reading Grey Veil this time. This time I'm actually just going to read Vardasia and try not to think about what happened in Grey Veil, even though it might be brought up. I'm going to try not to think about it. guys, before we go on date night tonight, I just want to inform you guys that I got 200 pages through Vardasia. I think this is a verdict for a lot of people. People might be wondering if I like this now that I've been disappointed by Grey Veil twice. I have to say, Vardasia is not disappointing so far. Yes, I still stand by what I said about Grey Veil, because yes, it is a pet peeve. However, it has kind of helped with the story progression of Vardasia, and so I don't hate it. I think Vardasia is doing well so far, and I do miss these characters. And what I also really like about the series as well is that I feel like a bunch of things that I've wanted to happen in the series are finally taking off. I know that this is like a 5-book series and stuff, but I feel like we're finally getting to the point where things are getting really, really good. That's what I have to say about the finale so far. I'm 200 pages into an almost 500-page book. Do I think I'm gonna finish it today? No, we're gonna do date night, we're gonna do our thing, but hopefully I can finish it tomorrow or sometime this weekend, and I can get back to you guys about my thoughts. Happy Saturday, book lovers. It's your girl. As you can see, I think we got one arcade win yesterday, which was another chopper, because I'm good at winning choppers apparently. And in regards to the books that we purchased yesterday, Camillo ended up purchasing Overlord Volume 6. I have mentioned this in a previous vlog. He's been wanting to collect these hardback editions because Overlord is one of his favorite series ever. Every single time we go to Kinokuniya and he sees the next one in the series that he does not have, he purchases it. Volume 6 was the next one. It was out of stock for a very long time. We are so happy we found that one, because it's really hard to find the stock these days, considering that importations don't come as often as they used to. He made one purchase yesterday night. I went to Kinokuniya intending to buy volumes 4 and 5 of Beastars. I know, you guys are wondering, gee Swizz, you haven't even read it yet. But I've watched the anime and I love the anime. It is one of my favorite animes of the entire year, and I have mentioned this earlier on in my vlog. So I know I want to collect them all. Beastars is up to volume 20 in Japanese, but is only up to volume 7 in English. I need to just read them, wait for volume 8 to come out with everybody else. I'm just waiting for them all to get translated, because this series is phenomenal. I get it, a lot of you guys think that it's just a furry series. it's more than that. And for the last month, I've been going to Kinokuniya and I've been going to the young adult section. Then this next book that I'm just about to mention is a book I've been seeing in the wrong place at Kinokuniya for a very long time. And I've been wondering, is it hiding there for a reason? Because this edition, no one can really buy anymore. I haven't seen this edition. I can't buy this edition. I think it's the first print of this specific book. And I started to think to myself, it has been in the same place, not in alphabetical order, just randomly put in the young adult section for the last month. And I started to think to myself, if it's there this week, I think that is a sign that I actually need to buy it. And it was. I'm talking about the UK edition of The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. Now this book is already in short paperback. It's not reprinting in tall hardback, or at least with these beautiful pages. I have not seen these in bookstores, and every single time I see stock online for this specific ISBN, I never see it in stock anymore. I don't know if it's going back into print or not, but what I do know is that this was the very last copy of Kinokuniya. There used to be like stacks of these, and now they're gone. I took a chance on it. I don't know anything about it, but what I do know is that I've read The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, and I enjoyed it. And speaking of The Night Circus, I thought to myself, I really love this edition. I did not find the ISBN online. I'm wondering if this edition of The Night Circus is a limited print or not. And I was debating, you can ask Camillo, I was debating with him yesterday. I'm like, I don't know if I should buy it this week. I've just bought 3 books and I don't know if I should buy a 4th. And he's just like, this might be one of your only opportunities to buy this book, because this specific edition had like stacks the first week it came out. It was just like limited to 5 copies left. All of them were like in tattered condition. You know how sometimes hardbacks get in tattered condition, but this was the perfect one. And he said, look, if this is a rare book, you are not going to regret it. You have Camillo to blame for this one. I purchased The Night Circus in the new UK hardback. It doesn't have anything on the pages, but it is stunning. They're both the same height. Like, The Night Circus isn't even my favorite book, okay? But it's a really good book. And I have had the short mass market paperback for a very long time. I have to say, it is a very worthwhile purchase. And then I just realized it's fine to spend the money I did on it, because I'm gonna get that returned in babysitting money anyway. I think this haul right here is a very good haul. 10 out of 10 recommend. Reason why you're actually here. I mean, a lot of you guys really love my hauls and getting to show books that I bought, considering that I do go to the bookstore in my reading vlogs, but the reason why you're here is obviously because of my reading progress. And I thought I wasn't gonna get through any of Vardasia yesterday, but once Camillo and I got back home, we both had some reading time. The cool thing is, Camillo is trying out Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. I'm happy for him that he's trying out Haruki Murakami, because one of my favorite authors ever. In terms of Vardasia, I got around 70 more pages into the book, so technically I'm that far through. Got around 200 pages left. So today, the agenda is, I am going to film a book haul, because I haven't done that in a while, and I told myself every year around 50 books I film a book haul. I think it's over 50 now. I'm going to edit as much as I possibly can, and then try to get through Vardasia today. Well, here we are with another unboxing. I've wanted this book for a very long time. I'm pretty sure I ordered this on Thursday night, and there was 1 more copy left. And I had this sitting on my wish list for weeks, and it's always been out of stock. And then the one time only 1 was left and 1 appeared in stock, I was like, shut up and take my money. You're mine. Oh boy. There is liquid in this thing. I almost spilled on my love's gamer keyboard. I was getting to a really intense part of Vardasia as well. Like, I'm in the last 100 pages of Vardasia. I need to keep reading, but also, I need to open this up. It's a very beautiful book that everybody is talking about, and it's The Court of Miracles. It wasn't necessarily the cover that really intrigued me. In fact, actually, this is the first time I'm seeing this cover in person. Oh my goodness, it's so much prettier in person. I've been seeing this in everybody's YouTube videos about how beautiful the cover is. I'm experiencing it in person. This is beautiful. If you are considering buying this book for the aesthetic alone, then just look at it in person first, because you'd know. At that moment, you'd know. But I've heard really good things about The Court of Miracles besides the fact that it looks really cool. It's essentially pitched as Six of Crows meets Les Miserables. I'm very much intrigued. Oh my goodness, the font is like so big, and the paperback is a lot more floppier than I expected. This is gonna be fun. I'm really happy I got this. Perfect timing for the haul that I'm going to be filming after I finish Vardasia today. about the Madoran Chronicles. I've had mixed reactions throughout the series, even though I have enjoyed the book. Sometimes there's like a really good book and then the next book is good, but doesn't meet the high of like the previous book for me. That is how I felt with the Madoran Chronicles. The way that I would rank the series, that I love Akane, I love Dracora, and I love Vardasia. I found Raylia to be okay, and I didn't really like Greyvale. It's all kind of a mixed bag. That being said, I really love the story. As much as I really do love Vardasia, it got dark sometimes. And sometimes I just wish it got darker. I understand the conclusion needed to be done because it's Alex's character essentially to make that choice. I kind of wish that it went further, but that is okay. That being said, I don't hate this book. I really enjoyed it. It pretty much, just like Chosen Ones, just like After Dark, just like Promised Neverland, some of those books that I read this week, I feel like they've stopped me from getting the reading slump that I thought that I was gonna get after Tome Topple. And I do appreciate that about Vardasia. I was expecting to actually read this during Tome Topple, but the book, or at least the Australian edition of the book, is 494 pages, which means I'm 6 pages away from it being a tome. It missed the mark, so I couldn't really binge read it during the week. I am very much happy that I had an option this week. Was it the greatest series ever? No, but I'm very impressed regardless. I was very invested. I love the fact that I could be invested in this series. I do see a lot of flaws in this series, and I wish that it actually was taken a lot further from what we essentially got. That being said, the reason why I'm saying all this is because I think I've become a lot more of a mature reader when it comes to my fantasy books. I love them grim, I love them dark now. And when I started the series, I was on the verge of changing my reading taste, or kind of merging my reading taste into that direction. Now, over the years, my reading tastes have completely changed. That being said, I felt very nostalgic because I really do love these characters and I did want to see them succeed. I did want to see the world of Medora again. Unfortunately, I was expecting to give this book a 5 out of 5 stars before I read Greyvale. I was thinking, oh, you know, this series finale is going to be phenomenal. And Greyvale happened, which disappointed me. That is not necessarily what influences Vardasia for me. As much as it was a very smart conclusion, I was like expecting Mortal Instruments level ending. I can't say that I am disappointed. I'm happy that Greyvale, even though I didn't like the book, I'm happy that it gave me low expectations, but I'm still pretty impressed. A solid 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoy the character moments in here. I also enjoy how Alex takes time to grieve in this book. I feel that there were some great character moments in Vardasia, and I do think that we could have gotten more of those character moments in the series. Also, this is a personal preference and a bit of a critique. I do think that this book series could have been a 4-book series. I'm not saying cut out Greyvale entirely. No, I think some things in Akane and Raylia could have been merged together, and kind of with Greyvale as well. I didn't really enjoy the book too much. I mean, I liked the character moments from what I remember, but there wasn't too much else that I really enjoyed about Greyvale rather than it being a bridge book. Dracora and Vardasia have some really good plots, and I enjoyed them, as well as some really good character moments. So they are kind of my highlights of the series. Anybody who likes a lighter fantasy, not necessarily a darker fantasy, this series is for you. It has its dark moments, but it doesn't really overdo it. It is perfectly balanced for those who enjoy a lighter fantasy. Do you want to say anything to the camera?
Yes. One more thing. I watch Daniel Tiger.
You watch Daniel Tiger?
Yes.
Yes? What do you have to say about Daniel Tiger?
The character.
Have you been watching my channel?
Yeah. I'm watching my iPad.
Oh my goodness. I think she's catching up to some of the words that I say, so that's why I asked. You want to say bye?
Bye.
What up, book lovers? It is GSwiz here. I just woke up in the morning that I'm editing this vlog. I had one more title that I was reading, and I will mention that in my wrap up in a second, but I lost the footage of me reading it because I thought I uploaded it onto my USB and then I deleted it off of my memory card before I did. It was, I think, Demon Slayer Volume 7. Anyway, this vlog is long enough anyway, so you guys really don't need to see it anyway, but I enjoyed it. It was a 5 out of 5 star volume. To sum it all up, this is what I read this week besides the audiobook of Chosen Ones. I'm pretty satisfied with the amount that I read this week. You guys obviously know Chosen Ones is 5 out of 5 stars, so I don't really need to sum that up anymore. I do talk about this one in my wrap up though. I don't really have to give too many details, but what I do have to say is when it comes to JoJo Part 2 Volume 2, it wasn't bad. I like this part of the series. I'm really excited to actually continue on. And then with Murakami reading After Dark, I'm very much happy that I finally got to this book. I'm very much thankful that I was able to complete it within the 24-hour span because that is how it's meant to be consumed. Never
Haruki Murakami book I have to recommend to anybody who's trying to get into Murakami. Promised Neverland Volume 1 was very good, and in fact had a lot more details than I remembered the TV show having, and I think that's good. It was very much well established in this first volume, and I was tempted to start the second volume, but at the very same time, I think this volume was very information heavy, so I'm actually happy that I took a little bit of a break with this one. But overall, really enjoyed this, and I'm very much looking forward to continuing on with the rest of the volumes because I have heaps of them. And then I finally read Vardasia for you guys. Once again, very much satisfied with reading this book because I didn't know if I could do it after a while. I think I was just gonna give up on the series, honestly. Not because I don't like the series, I still have great memories attached to the series, but obviously I have talked about the bad experiences with the penultimate book. Reading it twice didn't really help me get motivated to read this, but overall, happy I did. I will read more books by Lynette Noni in the future. Unfortunately, I won't be continuing on with the Whisper duology at all. No. But there's potential for more in the Madoran world, and I will be reading that. And the cherry on top was Demon Slayer Volume 7. Absolutely loved this, and I am so looking forward to the movie adaptation. That this is pretty much inspiring. I'm so happy that it's taken this direction, and I was pretty nervous going into it because I've watched season 1 and I've just read season 1's arc in the manga, so I didn't know what else to expect. I'm happy that my expectations, they were just blown away. That is going to be it for this reading vlog today, book lovers. Stay tuned for more reading vlogs. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not yet joined the community of fellow book lovers. And also, I have social medias. I'm at itsgswizzelbooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also at Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/gswizzle. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.